Hi, welcome to my second edition of Vikings Chat with Wes. This edition I'm going to be doing some game picking and giving you the top 10 running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, stuff like that for your fantasy. Okay, first of all, let me give you a little bit of news in case you haven't heard. Chris Cook indefinitely suspended on the Vikings for the charges he got for beating up on his girlfriend. Son, what were you thinking? You have to really think about where you're at in life. You know, you're a rising star in the NFL and you want to beat up on your girlfriend just because she's talking to a guy on the phone. Not a good life choice. So, anyway, Bernard Varian's also been released in case you haven't heard. Stephen Burton was activated from our practice squad, so for you fantasy owners that are in a little bit deeper leagues, you might want to consider picking him up if you're a diehard Vikings fan. Okay, so let's get to my picks. Usually I'm about 75-80% on my picks, so we'll see how that goes. You can let me know what you think on Tuesday. Okay, taking the Chiefs to upset the Chargers. Chargers haven't been playing really well. Well, I shouldn't say all the Chargers. Phillip Rivers hasn't been playing really well. So I'm taking the Chiefs to upset the Chargers. Taking the Texans over the Jags. The Giants over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are just playing horrible football. I don't know with all the talent they have on that team why, but they are. I'm going to take the Titans over the Colts. Colts, we're not even going to talk about them. Horrendous. I'm going to take the Patriots to beat the Steelers, of course. Tom Brady and Wes Welker are just tearing it up. And I don't see them stopping the tight ends or anything that the Patriots have going. You Vikings fans are probably going to get a little bit upset with me over this because I'm going to take the Panthers over the Vikings. And the only reason why I say that is because of Cam Newton. And the fact that our secondary is beat up without Chris Cook. Who knows if Antoine Winfield is going to be back again. I expect the Panthers just light our secondary up. Hopefully we can get AP going and keep them off the field and make it a respectable game. But I am going to take the Panthers to beat us. I'm going to take the Saints over the Rams. Rams are just probably the worst team in football. Bills over the Redskins. Lions over the Broncos. 49ers over the Browns. And my upset special is I'm going to take the Cardinals to beat the Ravens. Seahawks over the Bengals. Okay? Let's get right into the fantasy. I'm going to go kind of quick here. Fantasy picks. I don't know how many of you guys play fantasy, but some of these players some of your players you probably want to sit and some you want to start. So I don't know who watches fantasy football live or anything like that. I kind of try to follow it pretty close because I'm in a league. Top 10 quarterbacks. We'll go Drew Brees, Cam Newton. That's why I picked the Panthers to beat us. Cam Newton, he's just lighting secondaries up, and unless you got a strong secondary, you're going to get lit up. The boy's incredible. Tom Brady, Michael Vick. I hate to even put Michael Vick in there because the Eagles are just struggling so bad. But Michael Vick is Michael Vick. Tony Romo, Matt Schaub, Phillip Rivers. Got to put Phillip Rivers in there because he does have flashes in the pan. If you have another quarterback besides Phillip Rivers, I would set him myself. Stafford, Tebow, and Eli Manning. Okay, top running backs. AP, Adrian Foster, Ray Rice, Fred Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore, Maurice Jones-Drew, Mendenhall, Bradshaw, and Steven Jackson. Having said that, if you have any of, because it's going to be running by committee, if you have any of the Bengals running backs, I would start those, because the Bengals have been doing really good at running the ball. Wide receivers, Calvin Johnson, Megatron. You know, if you have him, he's in your lineup every week unless he's on bye. The same as Wes Welker. Like, I have Wes Welker on my team. If he's not on bye, he's starting. Wes Welker's number 2. I don't really agree with that order. I think Wes Welker is the number 1 receiver in the NFL right now. So, Stephen Smith, Des Bryant, Deshaun Jackson, Mike Wallace, Brandon Marshall, Larry Fitzgerald, Dwayne Bowe. And here's a little bit of controversial for my number 10, Michael Jenkins. I think Michael Jenkins is going to tear it up today. So, probably get you somewhere between 10 and 15 points, which is not a bad day for a wide receiver. Tight ends would be Jimmy Graham, Jason Witten, Antonio Gates, Owen Daniels, Vernon Davis, Gronk, of course. Got to put him in there. Even though Hernandez catches a lot of balls, so does he. I wish Tom Brady would throw a little bit more to him than Hernandez, because Gronk tends to make a little bit tougher catches than Hernandez. However, Hernandez is a little bit faster, so I guess that's why Brady throws to him a little bit more. Fred Davis, Gresham from the Bengals, and Bashante Shanko. Okay? Kickers would be Gronowski, Jason Hansen, John Casey, Neil Rackers, Ryan Liddell, Dan Bailey, Lawrence Tynes, Vic Novak, Billy Cundiff, and Ryan Longwell. Ryan Longwell, and he's on my team, so he was projected to be about 8 points. Now they've cut it down to about 4. I think that's a little low for him. You can expect him to get you 8 to 10 points if you're a diehard Vikings fan and you're going to start your Vikings kicker. And I think you can expect Ryan Longwell to get you anywhere between 8 and 10 points. Defenses. Now, defenses are the top 10 defenses, not necessarily in the order I'm going to give it to you, because they got the Ravens rated as a number 1 defense. Where they didn't give up many points last week, they didn't score many points for you either. I personally think that as far as a fantasy defense, San Francisco is probably going to score you more points than anybody on a consistent basis. Of course, you're going to have flash in the pan like Kansas City last week, 35 points. They'll probably never score 35 points again the whole season. They had a good day. But anyway, having said that, you got Ravens, Saints, Giants, Titans, Steelers, Bengals, 49ers, Lions, Bills, and the Texans as your top defenses. Okay? Let me know how I did. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great Sunday.